Dear Melissa, in the early days of our product, our CEO and sales team pushed us to have a broad, complex system. The problem was that we were always being lean and not raising a Series A or B. This put a lot of pressure on the team at the time, but we've managed to make it a relative success with some high profile customers, good retention, and good ratings. Now we have customers who expect us to keep deepening in all areas. We still get pushed to build more features in more directions. What advice would you have for narrowing the focus without alienating customers and prospects? So, one thing that's interesting to me here is that you say that all the customers want you to deepen in all the areas. I would try to dig in here and try to figure out why, right? Like, what are they trying to achieve with the deepening? What are they, what can't they do right now that they would like to do? Um, Figure out what that value is, see what you can actually deliver on. For the company, too, you need to have a strategy. If you were basically just building what the customers asked for forever, you're kind of setting the tone that you were like a consultancy, right? An agency that were building them customer software. You have to change that relationship. Now it's still about understanding their problems and helping them get what they need from it, but you have to have some expectation about how you're not going to do everything. So your company needs to have a strong vision and a strong statement about what you are going to handle and what you're not going to handle. So that comes from a strategy and from communication on that. And it sounds like that might be missing in the organization. I see a really common theme with a lot of startups where they'll build something and they might build something super complex, like you're talking about, and they'll go out and they'll try to sell it to everybody. You get a couple really big clients on there, and now those clients so may have some similarities, but they might actually be different needs as well. So now you've got like client A saying, hey, I need you to deepen in X, Y, and Z over here. And then you got client B saying, features 1, 2, 3 over here. This part of the thing is my problem. You want to go back and study what kind of people are actually using your product and what they're using it for, and make sure that there's a firm direction there. Are you solving the same jobs to be done for everybody in a way where it's going to scale to a lot more users? Or are you just kind of building piecemeal for the biggest users who are yelling right now? That's what you really want to figure out. Now, I've been in this situation too. I've worked with a company where I was setting the product strategy. And when we looked at all their customers and how much money we were spending on custom software, let's say for them, or responding to their needs, which weren't super strategic, we ended up putting together this document, which we called the sales debt of the organization. And we said, what did we contractually commit to that was off our roadmap or straying away from our vision? And when we looked at it, the largest company that we had was a huge amount of sales debt. Like we were building custom features for them because they were yelling the loudest. Now, we still wanted to protect that revenue because we didn't want them to churn. It was a significant portion of it, but we had to go back and start to have hard conversations with them about what they really needed or start charging them more. So we said, okay, you could still have that, but the price is now increasing, right? This has to go up. So use the tools that are at your advantage here. If they want custom software or they're asking for things that are off roadmap, can they pay to play? If it's something that's in line with your vision. And if it's not in line with your vision, you have to be firm and say, we're not really going into that. That's not where we want to look at. So I would look at all of your customers and again, make sure that you have a good ICP. Make sure you know who that ICP is and make sure that you're not just building for anybody who wants your product, but people that it's going to scale to, right? You want to make sure that there are other people who are going to want the same problems to be solved so you can keep scaling in that direction. Having these hard conversations too with customers, they're used to it. People who buy software, they're told no by other people all the time, right? So you have to expect that they've had these conversations before. If you're solving their biggest problems, they're going to stay with you. If you're not solving their biggest problems, they will start to look elsewhere. So I'd look at your competition, I'd look at what else their alternatives are, but I'd also try to figure out if they're asking for all of these things, what's the value they're going to get from them and are they willing to pay for it? Right? That's really what's going to come down to. That's going to help you prioritize a little bit more. But again, go back and make sure all those customers are not just a bunch of very distinct, very different types of profiles. Make sure that they're a target customer that you can scale this stuff to others, and that's going to help you prioritize what to actually build. So I hope that helps. Good luck with this challenge. And anybody else listening out there, please go to dearmelissa.com and let me know what your questions are.